Recent discovery, correct? Ancient Egyptian tomb. Can you tell me what was discovered?
Yeah, near Elephantine, there was a tomb finally excavated. I think it was discovered already in the late 19th century, but now it was excavated. But the colleagues from the university in Spain did some interesting simulations regarding the architecture, and in particular the architecture related to the sun. And it turned out that you can pretty well observe how the sun is moving through the year from the tomb. And in particular, in the time for winter solstice, the sunset on the day of winter solstice will bathe the whole tomb in light.
Wow. So how did they discover this?
I mean, there is kind of a tradition of relating Egyptian monuments to the sun, so they probably had this in mind that this might be an option. The interesting thing here, as far as I understood, is that this kind of burial it belongs to the so-called Middle Kingdom, that this is one of the earliest examples for such a relation.
So this tells us that they have known about the sun and cycles for a very long time, correct?
Oh yes, yes. I mean, we've known from Egypt itself very interesting astronomical charts. So they really charted the stars and the sun. Actually, the solstice is something we can even witness in relation to architecture in even earlier periods. So if you look at Stonehenge or Avebury, there's a similar phenomenon. So people were aware of this connection quite early on.
Any other interesting facts about this particular tomb? I read it was the oldest in Egypt.
No, the oldest with this phenomenon, but I'm always a bit careful with terms like oldest, biggest, and so on, because of course this is reflecting the state of research in particular. So who knows what's going to be unearthed tomorrow? The interesting part here is that this ties very well in what we understand from Egyptian mythology. So there is a reason they decided to. I think there's a reason. Of course, this is interpretation. They decided to have the tomb complex oriented towards the winter solstice, because this is the shortest day of the year. So you could also argue this is where it all starts over again. So from there on, the days become longer, the sun gets more powerful, and this is actually something we see reflected in Egyptian mythology. The struggle between sun and darkness is something which is very essential in the Egyptian religion and mythology. And so, of course, this is a very fitting narrative for a burial, with the sun coming back to life, with resurrection. The original paper states that probably it was intended to have a statue of one of the buried people there, placed right there, that it is being bathed in sunlight. So this, of course, underlines this whole effect.